Thomas, I would really like to have that noted, that there was recusals going on, because the topics are listed. Is that something you normally do or don't do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's oversight on my part. We'll get those corrected. So if the motion could, I believe, Mr. Cassani, if your motion could reflect the corrections as noted by Director Porter, that'd be great.
I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. We'll get that corrected.
Right. So thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Director Porter. Any other questions for Thomas or comments? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes with the adjustment that Director Porter said about the recusal notices?
Madam President, I have the motion as Mr. Atkinson and seconded by Mr. Porter.
Okay, thank you. So let's go around. Director Kamali? Director McCutcheon?
Aye.
Director Gasani?
Aye.
Director Porter?
Aye.
Director Atkinson?
Aye.
And I also approve. We'll close the minutes item. And now moving on to the next agenda item. Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution Number 2021-02-01, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund entryway landscaping improvements to be located at the corners of Commonwealth and Briarwood Drive and Commonwealth Boulevard, St. Michael's Court, under the council policy regarding participation with community-based organization in capital improvements projects using 4B Corporation funds. Director Gasani, are you recusing yourself on this one?
Yes, I need to, right.
Okay, City Secretary, can you please move Director Gasani into a breakout session?
Yes, ma'am. We'll place him back in the waiting room.
Please tell me when that's done.
Yes, ma'am.
On the waiting
You're
room.
good to go to open the public hearing.
Okay, the public hearing is now open at 4:05 p.m. Whitney Williams, Business Development Associate, is going to preside. Those of you in the that may want to make comment, please make sure you identify yourself and your organization as you make comments. Whitney.
This is Devin Rodriguez. Whitney's going to give her presentation first, and then we will open it up for any public hearing comments.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon, board members. It's great to see you all today. And I would also like to welcome the HOA representatives on the call as well. Thank you all for attending. So first, we will start with a little background of the process. The program opened for applications in January of 2020. It was put on hold in March 2020 due to the pandemic. The process resumed in October and will use 2020 and 2021 funds for a total of $400,000. We will not solicit new applications for 2021. And as you may remember, staff presented the top 9 scoring projects applications in January of 2021, and the board recommended funding all 11 eligible projects. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide. All right, so for this resolution, we have Commonwealth Civic Association for entryway landscaping. And I wanted to provide an update about this project. The scope of this project changed slightly since the workshop in January. The original scope was entryway landscaping and entryway signage. However, we realized that the sign was located on a minor collector. It was within the neighborhood. And so that deems it ineligible for this program. So now the project has been updated. The project scope has been updated to include just entryway landscaping improvements located at the corners of Commonwealth Boulevard, Briarwood Drive, and Commonwealth Boulevard and St. Michael's Court. And this project has a total cost of $5,086, and they're requesting $2,543 from the SL4B. Next slide, please. And so for the impact to the budget, you will see that the total program budget is $400,000, and the request from Reserve for Opportunities is $52,922,059. And the cost of the project is $2,543, like we said, and the total funds remaining after this project is funded would be $450,379.59. Next slide, please. And with that, we'll open it for public hearing.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open it up for public hearing at 4:08 p.m.
Madam President, we don't have anybody signed up ahead of time for public hearing. If you wanted to do a roll call, I believe we do have some visitors on the actual Zoom meeting. So I don't know if you want to, or if EchoDev staff could assist me with roll call, just as long as whoever is speaking, if you could give your name and address for the record, please.
Is there anyone from this HOA or from the subdivision that would like to comment? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing on this one. And now move into consideration of an action on the Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution Number 2021-0201. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund the entryway lands improvements to be located at the corners of Commonwealth Boulevard and Briarwood Drive and Commonwealth Boulevard in St. Michael's Court under the council policy regarding participation with the community-based organizations in capital improvement projects using 4B Corporation funds. Are there any questions by Council SLB 4 Corporation members?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have Director McCutcheon approving and Director Porter doing second. I will roll call. Director Atkinson,
Aye, I agree.
Director Kamali, Director McCutcheon,
Aye.
Director Porter,
Aye.
and I also agree. The motion's carried unanimously, and we can close this item. City Secretary, or can we bring Director Gasani back and put Director Porter in the breakout room, please?
Yes, ma'am. We'll get that taken care of now. Okay, Madam President, you're good to go.
All right. Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution 2021-02-02, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugarland 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund perimeter fencing to be located along Bernie Road between Gannoway Lakes Drive and Glen Laurel under the council policy regarding participation with community-based organizations in capital improvement projects using 4B Corporation funds. Whitney Williams presenting.
All right, so next slide, please.
Wait, did Mr. Porter get placed in the waiting room?
Yes, ma'am, you sure did.
Okay, thank
Sorry
you.
about that. Sorry, Devin. And did Director Gasani looks like he's back, so we're in good shape.
All right, so
Yes, ma'am, you're good to go.
Sorry. This resolution is for Gannoway Lakes Estates with a perimeter fence replacement project. This is the final phase of their project to be located along Bernie Road between Gannoway Lakes Drive and Glen Laurel. And the total project cost is $167,971. And the total requested is $75,000. Next slide, please. All right. So for the budget impact, again, the program budget is $400,000. Then we have the $52,922.59 from Reserve for Opportunities funds. And then adding the Gannoway project here with Commonwealth, we have a total remaining of $375,379.59. Next slide, please. All right.
All right, at this time, we will open the public hearing at 4:12 for this resolution 2021-02-02. Anyone from the HOA or the community regarding this particular item wanting to comment?
And I have no one signed up previously, Madam President. So if anyone on the call, again, state your name and your address for the record, please.
Okay, I will close the public hearing at 4:13 p.m. We will now move to consideration of an action on the Sugar Land 4B Corporation Resolution 2021-02-02. Resolution of the Board of Directors of Sugar Land 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugar Land to fund perimeter fencing to be located along Bernie Road between Gannoway Lakes Drive and Glen Laurel under the council policy regarding participation with community-based organizations in capital improvement projects using 4B Corporation funds. Any of the council members have any questions?
Good question, Devin. Is this the two that we had left off last time that I had kind of brought up at the end of the meeting saying, why aren't we including them in, or is this a different, these two are different?
No, so this one is not, this one was included in the original recommendation. This is the last phase of Gannoway Lakes fence replacement. So this will complete their project with our joint CIP program. The reason that we separated them out versus the third item, which has everybody together, is due to the recusals. So that is why we formatted the meeting in this way and trying to be as efficient, but also making sure we're handling the recusals appropriately, sir.
Very good, thank you. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
So we have Director Kamali motion to approve and Director Atkinson second. I will poll Director McCutcheon,
Aye.
Director Gasani.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. Director Kamali.
Aye.
Director Atkinson.
Aye.
And I approve. The motion carries unanimously. We can now bring Director Porter back into the main session.
He's back, Madam President.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. All right, the next item, receive and hear all persons, Sugar Land 4B Corporation, resolution number 2021-02-03, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Sugar Land 4B Corporation approving a request by the City of Sugar Land to fund 1, perimeter fencing in the Barrington Place, Ashford Lakes, Chimneystone, and Settlers Park subdivisions. Number 2, park structure and small park equipment in the Colony Grant subdivision. Number 3, entryway landscaping improvements in the Sugar Mill and Sugar Creek subdivisions. And number 4, Esplanade enhancements in the First Colony subdivision under the council policy regarding participation with community-based organizations in capital projects using 4B Corporation funds. Whitney Williams presiding.
Okay, and now we have the resolution that includes the rest of the joint CIP projects. So first we have Barrington Place HOA with perimeter fencing. This project includes replacement of wooden fence along Alston Road with a lightweight concrete fence. The total project cost is $131,704, and the requested funding is $65,852.05.
Excuse me, can we get the slides
sorry.
advanced,
Yeah.
please?
Next slide, please.
Thank you. They don't want to move.
Next slide, please. And the next one. Thank you. Oh. Next one. Okay, thank you. So next we have Colony Grant HOA with a park playground located at Williams Trace Boulevard and Williams Grant. Sorry, can you go back one? And then go to the Colony Grant one. So I think just one more forward.
We're going the wrong way.
Okay.
Sorry, my internet is unstable, so I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to ask Tia if she can share the PowerPoint on her end.
Okay, no problem.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, mine's is loading as well, so.
I think one more. There you go. Whitney.
All right, so I'll start this one over. Next, we have Colony Grant HOA with a park playground located at Williams Trace Boulevard and Williams Grant. The total project cost is $58,228.68, and the requested funding is $29,114.31. Next slide, please. All right, next we have Ashford Lakes Community Improvement Association with perimeter fence replacement. This would be phase one of this project. It's replacing a wooden fence with a concrete perimeter fence along Alston Road and Ashford Way. The total project cost is $655,080, and the requested funding is $75,000. Next slide. Okay, and next we have Chimneystone HOA with fence replacement. This project is the final phase of a perimeter brick wall to replace wooden fencing along Settlers Way Boulevard. The total project cost is $127,395, and requested funding is $63,697.75. Next slide, please. Okay, next is Settlers Park HOA with perimeter fence replacement. This project is phase one of a wooden fence replacement to a brick wooden fence to replace the brick to replace the wooden fence. The project is located along the Settlers Park side of Settlers Way Boulevard, starting at the Monument at Flintwood Drive and continue down to Wagon Trail. The total project cost is $168,669, and the requested funding is $75,000. Next slide, please. So we have the first sugar mill project, which is Entryway Landscaping. This project is Entryway landscape improvements at Jess Pirtle and Eldridge Road. The total project cost is $33,043, and requested funding is $16,521. Next slide, please. And then we have the second sugar mill application, which is also Entryway Landscaping. This project includes entryway landscape improvements at Eldridge Road and 7th Street. The total project cost is $50,425, and requested funding is $20,212.50. Next slide, please. Next is First Colony Community Services Association with Esplanade landscape improvements on Austin Parkway. This project is approximately 12 landscape beds. The total project cost is $51,960, and requested 4B funds are $25,980. Next slide, please. And last is Sugar Creek HOA with entryway landscape enhancements at the neighborhood entrance located at Broadmoor and Dulles Avenue. The total project cost is $8,003.96 and requested funds are $4,001.98. And next slide, please. And here we have a breakdown of the final budget impact. The program budget is $400,000. The reserve for opportunities funds is $52,922.59. And the project costs with a total balance of now $0. And then next slide, please. All right, we'll open it up for public hearing.
All right, receive and hear all persons desiring to be heard. Public hearing open on resolution 2021-0203. Public hearing at 4:22 p.m.
And Madam President, I have no one signed up ahead of time. So again, anyone on the call, if you please state your name and address for the record, please.
Okay, barring that no one is commenting, I'd like to close the public hearing now at 4:23 p.m. And now consideration of an action on the Sugarland 4B Corporation Resolution 2021-0203, resolution of the Board of Directors of Sugarland 4B approving a request by the City of Sugarland to fund, number one, the perimeter fencing in the various Sugarland subdivisions, two, the park structure and small equipment and Colony Grant subdivision, the entryway landscaping improvements in Sugar Mill and Sugar Creek, and the Esplanade enhancements in the First Colony subdivision under the council policy regarding participation with community-based organizations and capital improvement projects using 4B corporation funds. Council member, any questions for Whitney?
I just have a comment. Oops, sorry, Sue.
Go ahead, Carol.
Oh, I just wanted to thank staff for all of their work on this. And I'm really pleased that we can get about $50-some thousand from a reserve for opportunity so that we have the opportunity to partner with the HOAs to help to fund all 11 eligible projects. And I just really love the SL4B's 50-50, the joint participation with the HOAs, because it's truly a win-win for our city.
Thank you, Carol. Excellent partnership.
I have a question. This is
Yes.
off topic. So during our last call, we had a gentleman from another HOA who shared some really good information regarding the brick walls and what works and what doesn't. Did we share that information with all these different projects who are replacing their wooden fences with the brick ones?
Come off
There was-
mute, Whitney.
Oh, yeah. There was one particular project that the gentleman emailed me about that he wanted to reach out to the HOA, so I connected them. And we didn't reach out to the other HOAs. We just thought that if they had the interest, they would ask him. And we also met with Public Works about the fence question that we had, and they agreed that we shouldn't standardize the fence materials. We should leave it up to the HOAs to decide what they want us to do, because they're all different. They all have different budgets. And so, we just wanted to make sure that they have some autonomy over what they wanted to do.
And I'll just add to that, Public Works really expressed that each of these different fencing materials have different lifespans. And obviously those lifespans indicate their cost as well. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of different fencing materials. And so those cost considerations and, how frequently they have to replace the fencing are things that are heavily weighed with the HOAs when they make the decisions on what type of fencing that they are going to choose for their community.
Sounds good. But the reason I was bringing it up is I'm not saying that we should dictate what type of fence they should go with, but at least share some really good information they can find and then make their decisions, informative decision based on the information provided.
Absolutely. And I think that the HOA group that we have set up is the perfect format for them to be able to share that kind of information.
Perfect, thanks.
Any other questions from the council?
I have one, if I may.
Yes, Director Porter?
The request from Ashford Lakes Community Improvement Association. When staff discussed their project with the association, I would have expected them to divide it up into smaller pieces and phases and then be able to come back. But this pretty much is a big, huge chunk of it. And our 4B contribution is a smaller piece of this project. Was there any discussion around maybe having a smaller phase than trying to come up with $650,000?
I can. You want me to
go ahead, Ms. Johnson, please.
Okay, my name is Wynn Johnson, and I'm a board director for Ashford Lake Subdivision. And Mr. Porter, I can appreciate that question very much so. The challenge is that when you come to the subdivisions now, you will see that the perimeter fencing is falling down even as I speak. And so we were faced with the challenge, particularly for this particular phase 1 down Austin Road. We were faced with the challenge that fence could be a safety hazard to the children that go to Barrington Elementary. And so we kind of are between a rock and a hard spot, to put it bluntly, because those fences, if you drive down Austin, you will see wooden boards that are temporarily placed there to, to protect the privacy of the homeowners. So that was our challenge. Initially, we had broken it down into 4 phases, and that was last year before COVID. But since COVID's happened, we've lost even more of the fencing. Mm-hmm. And so while we would love to break it down into smaller chunks, we just don't have that opportunity right now. And if you go down Dairy Ashford, between the perimeter fencing on Dairy Ashford, where we're located, same thing. It's deplorable looking right now. And so we're faced with an aesthetic challenge as well as a safety hazard.
Thank you, Wynn. was trying to find a way to help you out. And,
I know. That's why I said I can appreciate your with that question, because Lord knows we tried to see what we could do, because this is hard on us.
Yeah.
Mr. Porter, I'll just add that we did meet separately with Ms. Johnson to go over the project to try to maximize that exactly and kind of weigh all of this timing and issues and obstacles that they're facing.
Well, yeah, no, I assumed you did. I just was trying to find a way to help. And I'm glad we're able to help as much as we can. Best wishes and good luck with your project.
Thank you so much, Mr. Porter.
Carol, Director McCutcheon.
Yes, Christy Keller sent a chat to everyone, and I don't know if everyone had the opportunity to see that message. And she said, Chimneystone and Settlers Park brick wall construction specs were designed to prevent the problems that the gentleman spoke about.
Okay, so that I guess goes back to Director Gasani's comments that maybe they shared some information and that helped their decisions as well. Yeah. Okay, any other questions, comments? Director Kamali?
I think Devin knows what I'm going to say, but
yes, Mr. Kamali, they are included. Whitney, can the two are included? It is
yes.
You're gonna have to help me. Thank you.
First Colony and 1 second.
Yeah, the first item 4
and Commonwealth.
Okay, I just want to make sure that those are included. I
Yes,
felt bad
there
leaving
are,
two
everybody
out
is included. We've got
over 2 years.
everybody.
Thank you all very much. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve by Director Kamali and second by Director McCutcheon. Director Porter?
And thank you to staff. This was a pretty large undertaking, made harder by COVID. And I used to think this year would be better than last year, but last week maybe made me change my mind. Thanks to the staff for the hard work and the help to make our city better. A big eye for me.
Director Gasani?
Thank you.
Aye.
And Director Atkinson?
Aye.
Director McCutcheon?
Aye.
Director Kamali?
Aye.
And I also approve and want to thank, I just thought it was great maximizing the use of the funds and getting as many projects under that umbrella as possible. So well done to the entire committee and department. So thank you. This item has carried unanimously. Now we can move on to the next item, and that is the director's report. Elizabeth Huff, Director of Economic Development, presenting.
Good afternoon. I just wanted to also echo your comments and give big kudos to Whitney. This was a huge undertaking, and she had already worked so hard on getting the new policy updates and changing the program to try to accommodate as many groups as possible, and then just going through all the applications and pre and post COVID, and a lot of back and forth working with the different internal stakeholders and external. And so very, very proud of the outcome, and excited and appreciate all of y'all's support on this as well. I thought we would get a lot more questions on joint CIP. So I'm gonna, unless we've got some really big items, we're gonna start moving forward with the 4:30 start times. I apologize. I did think we would have more comments and questions. So, and then I just have a few more updates for you. Give me 1 second. Next week, we are going to do a joint meeting with the SLDC and the SL4B to go over our respondents and our recommendation, a workshop for our RFP that was released to hire a firm to help us reassess our targeted industries and our workforce analysis. And so we'll be bringing that to you next week, and very excited about that. And then you will see, we will begin advertising and promoting our spring movie series. And so an FYI will be going out this Friday to you all, as well as hopefully you will see, and excited about all the comments we've gotten back. And so please help us to continue to promote that. And that is all I've got. So thank you for your time. I hope everyone continues to stay safe and warm, and glad that last week is behind us.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Just a quick question. Does everybody have this meeting she talked about on their calendars?
I do.
Okay.
Well, you should have the SLDC meeting on there, Steve.
Yeah, I don't have anything next week.
We'll confirm with council staff to make sure it gets on there.
No, I got it.
Thank you, sir.
It's right. SLDC instead of 4B.
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a motion to close our session?
Go move.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
I just want to say a big thank you to all of you so much. We worked so hard in our subdivision to try to make this happen. And I am truly, and I know I'm speaking on behalf of our residents, grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
This will be great. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.